going into the match in just a little bit, and there we go. We've got an Abbasid mirror on Road to Wololo.
Check the berries. Leenock's doing it.
Yeah. I knew it. I called it. I called it.
GG, easy. Capoch is gonna win. Look at this. He's got the sheet. We'll see.
How many points do I get for this? None? Okay.
Lots of pixel points. Lots of pixel points. But at the end of the day, there is some skill gap too, because there's something to consider. Leenock is one of the qualified Red Bull Wololo participants already, and there's a good reason for it. He is one of the best, but we'll have to see who is the best Abbasid player here today.
Oh man, do you see what I see again? We once again have deer on the hill. They really do like these hills, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, if you were a deer, you'd be up there on the hill. You could see everything's going on, see the predators, the wolves, the scouts, the villagers, you know.
I mean, I would love to have a mansion on the hill. That sounds absolutely awesome. But yeah, we got... Okay, let's see. Okay, so Capoch going for early House of Wisdom here. Okay, I mean... It's gonna be in range for the influence toward his wood, and it's also gonna be a little bit protected just by these two wood lines right now as well. And we see, okay, one difference here between these two players. Because Capoch went for that early House of Wisdom, he is not able to afford a wheelbarrow as soon as Leenock does. Also, Leenock, since he did go for that early mill, he played it a little bit similar to how the English play. They go for that like 2-2-2 at the beginning, 2 villagers on food, 2 villagers on gold, 2 villagers on wood. So that's how he's able to afford that really early wheelbarrow early on.
Well, one has to wonder, could there be 4 town centers? Would you ever go 4 town centers in any situation?
I mean, if my name was Snooper, I would go 4 town center, maybe even 5 town centers every single game with the Abbasid. But I mean, there are situations where, okay, more town centers doesn't equal more good. They do fall off at a certain amount of time, and you do have to add army at one point, because if you just keep adding town centers, sure, you're going to have infinite villagers, but at one point, infinite villagers isn't going to help you if you have no map control.
Yeah. Well, I heard that he who has more town center is closer to the Lord himself, so we'll see how many town centers we get. Wait, maybe it'll be a 1 town center game. Maybe they'll just go straight into military pressure, but I doubt it. But either way, I think that spawn Leenock has is so strange. Like, I've played this map a lot, and I've had some crazy lifting spawns, and I know this is our custom one. But, like, is this not a different game when you've got your deer up on a hill that you could wall off?
And it's right next to you. Like, it's almost in range of your town center. At least the entrance to the hill is. That is such a good spawn here for Leenock. Any other civ, like, for example, against the Ruse, if the Ruse were to go for that forward boar there, Leenock would know immediately.
Would the boar run all the way around the hill if you aggroed it from on top of the hill?
I don't know, but I would love to find out.
Like, if you shot it, will it run all the way around the hill to get you? Gosh.
I mean, you'd have to shoot it from up the hill, but...
Not like they can gather the boar.
Yeah, I mean, can they even hit the boar with the villagers? I think they can, but they can't. Yeah, I think they can hit it, but they can't gather from it. It's like with the Mongols, when you click with your villagers on a stone mine, nothing happens.
Yeah, and we're talking about, if you didn't know, the Abbasid in Delhi, they are not able to eat the boars that are out on the map. So you can kill it, but it's not going to do much for you, which is why you get your berry bonuses. That's why they get that. We do see our first stone mine coming down for Leenock for that mining camp, so he can start gathering that stone for his second town center.
Yeah, both of these players are very likely to go for a 3 town center play here. I wonder if Capoch might actually potentially go for a fast stable, just to like get a couple of horsemen out and try to...
Where's his stone?
Deny. It's next to... It's
right
below the berries. Yeah, it's below the berries.
This is really getting in the nitty-gritty, but personally, I think it's an advantageous when you're playing Abbasid when your stone spawns next to your gold, because did you see all that walking he just had to do there? Now, he did transition some villagers to sheep, but that is just a little detail of you typically pull off gold to maximize that stone output. But yeah, Leenock's was right next to his gold mine, so I would be really happy about that.
Yeah, walking time is a big factor in these games, especially if you consider walking the distance of a town center with a villager is 4 seconds. So if you, for example, hop your villagers through a town center with a little bit of tricky shenanigans, you're able to save 4 seconds of villager idle time per villager. That adds up a lot. But if we see, like, this is around 4 town centers worth of walking distance. So that's like 16 seconds per villager in idle time. That's a lot early on. And now we see Capoch going for that early stable. Might potentially try to get a couple of horsemen out just to maybe deny if Leenock tries to go for a TC placement. It's maybe a little bit too greedy out on some outer resources.
Well, good luck. I see those deer up on the hill. I mean, I guess he can still go up there, but yeah, that is a... I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous for Capoch there. Sometimes it works out, but if it doesn't, your opponent is really far ahead of you, at least on those timings with the town centers.
Bonus from having a stable early and like having access to these horsemen is you're able, like the horsemen are faster than the enemy scout. So you're able to deny information and just in general having your enemy scout dead helps you a lot in many stages of the game. But now we see the town center has already been placed. Yeah, Capoch is not going to be able to do any damage there.
This is what I don't. This is why I don't like doing this.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's very tough if the opponent, like in this case, gets his TC up early. That means that now your horsemen are basically useless here. Sure, in this case, Capoch, he can stand on those deer, but right now Leenock isn't really interested in moving.
I think Leenock has a barracks. Didn't he make a barracks? I think I maybe saw one, so he'd be fine.
Yeah, with barracks, of course, he can just make 1 to 2 spears and he'll be perfectly fine against these horsemen.
Leenock, what's going on here? Leenock really likes the deer. I think he's petting them. I don't know.
Just gotta pet the deer.
Oh, gosh. Okay, too much deer stroking. They're screaming.
Official deer stroking stream. Okay.
Okay, so we got some horsemen. So this is a calculation. You hear us talk about villager seconds and talk about hopping through town centers, all this stuff, because all that adds up to resources, which could equal military later on, and someone winning a fight or not winning the fight. He is able to deny this third town center just for a split second there, but ultimately Leenock will probably do some fancy footwork and get that town center up.
Yeah, he has a spearman, he has the town center, the main town center, just shooting so many arrows onto these horsemen, and all horsemen just going down there. Yep, that's 3 horsemen down the drain. That's 360 resources that you invested into basically nothing.
Yeah, now Capoch getting ready to go for his third town center as well, but you can see it's going to be significantly behind. Now, it's a little difference, right? It's not the end of the world, but it does give Leenock a little bit of edge, at least where we are right now.
Yeah, Leenock now being quite a bit ahead when it comes at least to the amount of resource that he spent so far. Also ahead in... Oh, no. Oh, no. He hasn't noticed. Okay, on the other side. Okay. Whew. The scout just blocking the blueprint there for Capoch, meaning that the villagers, they did go idle there for a little bit, weren't able to start constructing a TC. I do like the town center spots, though, for Capoch right now. They're out on berries, and especially the second town center, the first additional town center that he went for, it's next to deer and a berry spot, so he has a lot of access to safe food now.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we'll have to see, do they start investing in some units here in the second age? Now they got their 3 TC big boy boom going on, or do they just go straight to the castle age?
It looks like none of these players are investing into a 4th TC at this point. I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot of army. I still see Capoch just creating a couple of horsemen, or at least he has some additional horsemen in the queue right now. Leenock's still making spearmen, but these horsemen, they're not gonna be very effective.
Where
against
are these going?
Okay, that's interesting. That's probably gonna be like a forward outpost, I assume.
The plot thickens. We've got a few villagers marauding across the middle of the map. They've got a plan. We don't know what it is yet, but looks like maybe he's who knows what he's going to do? He's bringing villagers to the front line. Maybe he'll drop a barracks. Maybe he'll drop a town center. Maybe he'll drop a tower. What is he doing?
I think this might be the famous 10-minute tower rush.
Maybe he's just trying to distract him. I don't know.
I mean, distracting him,
he's
does.
Doing it. Yeah, look at that.
A lot of villagers here right now. Okay, so he does see where the outpost is going to be placed, and I mean, with that many villagers, your outpost is going to be first for sure. Now we see a camel archer. Camel archer is doing excellent work here against these spears. So these spears, I think none of them are going to make it home alive. So camel archer is just Really fast, gets bonus damage against spears. Really, really good unit. Unless you forget to micro him though, because the spearmen, they do bonus damage against cavalry. That includes the camel archer.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not in my Abbasid playbook. I do see him now dropping a tower on the berries. I almost wonder if it was a mind game to get his opponent to drop a tower at home and then to back up to the berries. Like, because the berries kind of make sense to control. But I don't know. This is kind of a wild play, that's for sure.
Now we see 3 camel archers here coming out.
Ooh.
I think with 4 camel archers, with 4 camel archers, you're able to one-shot these spears. 3, not quite. And the camel archers, they do take bonus damage from these horsemen. Since horsemen, they do bonus damage against ranged units. Gotta be careful here. You're already losing 1 camel archers. These are very costly units. They cost as many resources as a knight.
Yeah. And subtle, but look at the villager difference right now. Leenock is up on villagers by just a hair, right? Those batches are coming out just ahead of his opponent. But Capoch, we talked about, would anyone invest in units in the Second Age? And Capoch has a lot of military production back at home. And, Leenock coming on out to go for the deer. And Capoch could punish this with that army he has.
True. He also has a horseman close by. It looks like Leenock is trying to wall off that side as well. Leenock, though, at the same time, he already has the gold that he needs to go up to Castle Age, and food income for the Abbasid is really, really good in the Feudal Age with all the berries and deer and whatnot. Also with the very little investment that you have to put into your villagers there. So, I mean, he can definitely afford going up to Castle Age here very soon. With the walls that he has going there on the right side. I mean, he's still not fully walled, but if he's able to finish those walls, that right side is going to be really, really safe. And should be safe for him to just take those deers there without any issues.
Yep, and got these camels kind of romping around. By the way, the movement speed on those camels, if you take a close look, they are slightly slower than the horsemen until you get a certain upgrade. At the blacksmiths, you can actually increase their speed in the Third Age and make them match the horsemen's speed. So that's always something to know when you're making camels. You don't want to get caught off guard by horsemen because they'll catch you until later on. And there we go. Beautiful observed work by Leenock. So that's one of my favorite upgrades with the Abbasid when I get to Age 3 and get some of the other ones I want.
Yeah, now we can see Leenock is clicking up to the next age. Capoch, though, with the superior military, might actually punish Leenock for doing so, as we see his military mass now amassing in the middle of the map. Okay, Leenock, he is getting the fortification on his outpost. He already has arrow slits on it as well. Now he has to pull his military to the front, though, if he wants to defend that outpost. But I think that outpost is going to get sieged down before the fortification comes in.
Yeah, and neither player took the option of going straight to the Castle Age. This has just been straight up H2 play and different unit compositions and strategy. But Capoch seems to be doing pretty good, taking out that tower, forcing those villagers back. This camel's going to chase him down. Picking up those villagers would be good, but Leenock also running back behind kind of the enemy lines, but spearmen are there to meet him, though he has the numbers advantage. This is kind of a scrappy little back and forth.
Yeah, Leenock has, Capoch here has to decide which units he's going to send back and which units he's going to use to advance to the front. Looks like he's just going to use his reinforcements here in order to fend off these horsemen there. And he's going to use his entire main army, which he had at the front, in order to fend off Leenock there. Actually, backing off now a little bit. I mean, as soon as that Castle Age comes in, he has to know. He has to know that he's going to have to move in here. Yeah, now he knows. Leenock has now reached the Castle Age. Immediately grabs the upgrade for his horseman. He also grabs Preservation of Knowledge. And now Capoch knows that he has to move in now. He's still walking around there a little bit. I guess he's looking for the horseman. I'm not sure where exactly he's clicked on for his units to path like this. Oh, is there maybe a chop? Nah, that can't be a chop through.
Oh, horseman gonna get caught up. Okay, so Capoch trying to catch up. Of course, like we kind of mentioned before, some civs you can just panic if you see your opponents hit H3. You're like, oh crap, let me just slap a bunch of villagers on there and get there. Abbasid, you gotta take your time. So he's got a while until he hits this next age. While right now Leenock is picking up some great technologies. Not only does he get that Preservation of Knowledge, which makes all of his techs cheaper. Oh, what a great scout placement. I would love to see the line of sight of on that if we could see that. Look at that cinematic. Beautiful. It was just watching that gold.
First stage from the first trailer.
Yeah, it looks like the trailer. This is what we expected to see, right? Great.
Oh! This might be the equalizer when it comes to the villager count.
We said that this deer patch was going to be good for Leenock, but now look, it's his tomb. Though Capoch knows he's in trouble.
It might be good though because it baited Capoch into going into that, and now there's a lot of horsemen chasing these camel archers. These are not just normal. These are
no!
These are veteran horsemen, and they're all over these camel archers. Okay,
remember they're faster.
Capoch now has value as he can. Okay, never mind. He's still trying to run away. Over 30 horsemen. He's gonna get caught there as well.
Man, this is where that camel speed we talked about really helps in the next stage, because this is a problem.
Yeah, Capoch right now, he's sitting at over 30 spears of his own, but these spears, he really needs them there at the front. He needs them to help his camel archers escape, because these camel archers, they're expensive. They're really, really expensive, and losing them like that for basically free really hurts your economy. Well, not your economy, but like your military mass, and I mean, they're so expensive. So in a way, they also hurt the economy.
I've often believed that making too many camels is a trap, because they're such great units and you can seem like you're doing so good. You can do these hit and runs and all this, but also in an instant, horsemen can catch you and you could be in big trouble and lose the big investment at the same time. He does have spearmen, but they're just nowhere near his camels right now. He is an H3. Looking at the villager count, not super different. Leenock's a little bit ahead. He is now picking up a relic, as Leenock's, though, upgraded army is moving in.
Yeah, the upgrades are still coming in. Oh, what do we have here? Monk, okay. There were a couple of dead villagers there. But now we see the spearmen. There's the upgrade. The spearmen are fighting
the
horsemen. The horsemen still aren't walking back. This is a huge fight here for Capoch.
Not to mention, those camels are causing that camel unease on those horsemen, so they are debuffed in this entire fight. So those, you can see those spears cleaned up.
Yeah, this is a absolutely crucial fight here for Capoch. Leenock just kind of throwing all of his horsemen away, and now the camel archers, they're picking off all the normal archers here. I mean, with the numbers, with that many camel archers, they're doing quite well against the normal archers as well.
And those archers have been sitting underneath the tower fire that whole time as well. Oh, is that a keep? What is that?
That is a keep.
Whose keep is that?
That's Leenock's keep for sure, isn't it? No, it's Capoch's keep.
Like, there's no way. Okay, so... Okay. You know I'm here rooting for Capoch because I got to prove my sheep point, correct. So let's go, Capoch!
Oh, man, this is gonna be the decider. We can take this as the official decider between what is better, going for sheep or going for
for it has nothing to do with deers up on a hill or tower rushing in the middle of the Second Age or whatever this is.
Invisible horsemen. I mean, those were visible, but still, you can't avoid them at that point in time. Okay. So right now, military looking relatively even. I mean, there's still a couple of outliers here when it comes to the value of these different armies, but yeah, Capoch getting a couple of kills here and there. He's still behind by quite a bit when it comes to the villagers. And looking at the food economy right now, I think Leenock already has his farm transition done with that much food income right now.
Yeah, Leenock is bringing back a second relic. The kind of scrappy fights all over the map for right now. Yeah, the farm transition is going on. So spears chasing down horsemen, not ideal. It does look like Capoch is still kind of leaning on those camels a little bit. I haven't seen really Leenock build any camels from what I can see. He's playing the great camel civ with no camels.
And now, as Leenock is pointing out, Capoch has yet to make a single religious unit. He does have the mosque for it, but okay, I mean, horsemen getting caught there, but right now all the relics are up for grabs for Leenock right now, as he's the only one with monks out right now, or imams, how you call them. Yes,
correct. I think it was when I was playing with you, I did my first imam conversion. Oh no, I was playing with Drongo 2v2 the other night. I had never used the imam conversion with all the abbots that I've played, and I forced it to happen.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, in the House of Wisdom, there's a unique technology which you can get, which allows faith, where imams are able to convert a single unit without having a relic in
old
their
style,
hand.
Right? Kind of like AOE2 style almost.
Yeah.
There it is.
Camel handling. It's in queue, but not yet to be researched. All of these technologies are faster to research because of the Golden Age. It improves the rate at which you research technologies. But now we see the horseman once again going over to that gold mine there, and this is on the left side. And okay, so how did the Imam get there? How did that happen?
Sneaky Imam skills. He climbed there over the trees, through the trees. I have no idea. That is kind of crazy. He's trying to get the relic. I wonder if he pathed all the way around. I mean, that could be a possibility.
Okay, Capoch, I think he must have scouted that there's a keep going up for, or that a keep went up for Leenock as well. He is making a trebuchet. Right now, he's still sitting on mass spears and a couple of camel archers, but Leenock, on top of having horsemen, he also has a lot of archers right now. So with the archers in combination, that could be a dangerous composition for Capoch to fight here. And Leenock, he's making a lot of rams here. I mean, you could argue that with 1,000 resources spent into rams, he could have also just spent 1,500 and gotten 2 trebuchets out.
Well, yeah, I was about to say my story about how rams just completely suck, but we'll see if they do here.
Trebuchet out of position.
Oh, there it goes.
That hurts to see. It's a lot of investment there. 750 resources for each of these. Capoch trying to take down the rams, but there's the archers, and they are meaning business. They are the best counter to the spears right now, and we can see that with every single volley, there's a spearman falling.
He's going to lose another trebuchet. He could have easily microed that back, but he didn't. The double keep doing a lot of damage to those archers. That's a really tough spot to be sitting there fight. So he's either weighed in that he wanted to kill those villagers and that trebuchet that badly, because this is going to hurt.
Yeah, he's going to be losing all of his archers, and now the spears can move out to kill the rams, and all of a sudden, Leenock has lost pretty much all of his army. He did have a couple of horsemen in the back of Capoch's base, getting a little bit of value here and there, but both players now sitting on a healthy number of villagers, relatively even population as well. Capoch is still in this.
I mean, I'm not a qualified Red Bull Wololo contestant, but I generally don't move my blob of archers between 2 keeps.
It is by many considered to be an epic gamer move, but yeah, both of these keeps also having boiling oil is probably not the best spot to have your
Maybe he wanted to clear up some pop space. Maybe he wanted to clear up some pop space and didn't want those archers anymore. Maybe he's changed his unit composition.
Yeah, he needed the pop space to make more villagers. I agree. Sitting at 140 villagers right now. None of these players right now looking to go for Imperial Age, though Leenock, he is probably the prime candidate when it comes to going for an Imperial Age soon, as he has almost 5,000 gold in the bank. Okay, now he's using a little bit of it. He's getting some knights out, he's getting some traps out, some crossbowmen as well.
Yeah, I mean, we joke about it, but I think he might have seriously threw those archers in there because he wanted to change his unit composition up. As we see right now, he has queued up man-at-arms, lancers. He did have crossbows in there for a second, but those archers weren't going to help him in this late game with taking some of this fight. So I'm thinking that maybe that was what he was going for there.
Trebuchet's out of position once more. The spearmen, they're too far away. Trebuchet's being body blocked. Okay, the repair is coming in though. And saved. I mean, he lost another trebuchet though. That's a lot of resource. These trebuchets are really, really expensive. You definitely can't afford to just throw them away here. Something else that I would like to see at this point. I mean, Leenock right now, it looks like he's going for full man-at-arms. The camel archers do really, really well against man-at-arms as well, due to their really high base damage as well. And the spearmen for the Abbasid, they also don't do too badly against them because they can attack from like multiple rows with that added attack range.
Yeah.
I like the position here for Leenock. I mean, he's making a lot of different units, but none of them really feel like the go-to answer here. Maybe except for the mangonel.
Is Capoch good? I was wondering something. Yeah, Leenock's going to age 4. So Leenock is aging up. He is currently sieging. Maybe going to lose that keep. That keep does go down. But heading up to the 4th age above ahead of Capoch. And those next age upgrades can really make a difference there in the early part where Capoch is still an age behind. Particularly that boot camp.
Particular boot camp and also camel support. If Leenock decides to get a single camel unit in. All of this infantry that he has. Yeah, he has a lot of infantry. He hasn't made any yet, but if he decides to get like a single camel unit out, all of this infantry is going to get +2 pierce and +2 melee armor.
Yeah, camel support is so amazing. I've also used it, you should know, guys, in team games, it'll also buff your allies' infantry. So camel support is really, really good in late game.
Actually broken. I can't wait for team games ranked to become a thing. I mean, we're probably gonna see Abyssite in pretty much every team game when that comes out.
I'm making the thumbnail. Camel support is actually broken. Okay.
Now we see Leenock moving out towards those resources on the left side of the map where all the gold mines and the stone mine is for Capoch. So it looks like he's going to try and drop a couple of outposts there, preventing Capoch from, once he's exhausted those gold mines on the left side, to further expand and get his gold from that side.
I mean, Leenock has the bank, and this is going to get to a point here where we're almost at 30 minutes of these gold mines, these stone mines are going to start to be removed from the map, and it really could go into that late game economy you have to have set up. I don't see any stone walls. Is anyone have stone walls, or there's all palisade walls on both sides? Big fight here.
I mean, Leenock definitely has stone in order to make these stone walls, but no, these are indeed just palisade walls for now.
Okay. Like 3 or 4 pings right now. Good luck dealing with it. It does look like archers versus spear, crossbow, and camel.
Leenock still running around the base of Capoch with a couple of mobile cavalry units. That must be so annoying right now. You can't really focus on too many sides at the same time. Looks so like Capoch has a little battalion. Oh no.
Look at Leenock siege. Oh, other than this. Oh man, I've had this happen. He clicked the tower and they went to the tower. No. But luckily for him, his opponent only has ranged units.
Yeah, lucky indeed. I mean, he does get the fortified outpost, but with 4 trebuchets, I think you only need those 4. And yeah, one shot. Goodbye, trebuchet.
I mean, Leenock has these springolds. I'm assuming he has them upgraded. He's even got a mangonel, and he's got 4 trebuchets. He can make this push straight up the middle here if he can protect it.
No. The siege for Capoch, it feels like it's always out of position. The horsemen are just always in such perfect positions to take down the siege, and this is just looking rough right now. I wonder if Leenock actually grabbed the upgrade, since he's still making archers, the upgrade that increased the attack speed of archers by 30%. Because it definitely is an option here, where the archers for the Abyssite, they do get an upgrade called the composite bow from the archery range.
Yeah.
And once you get that upgrade, your archers, they fire 30% faster.
Man arms are on the siege backline. I was just seeing, I couldn't see what he had there to protect it. And they're doing some damage. Are they? Oh no!
It's getting a lot of value.
Oh my god. Okay, quick math. How much resources did Leenock just lose here?
At least 3.
Oh my gosh. You know, I was starting to get nervous for Capoch and about to say, you know, I'm not sure if this meant anything about the berries or sheep, but now I saw this fight. You know, I think the sheep made a difference, that opening.
Oh, but now the keep being dropped on the big gold mine for Capoch, this could also be really, really crucial, as he is running low on gold at the moment. He doesn't have any relics right now, and it really shows when you look at his gold count. Leenock's gold count, he managed to grab these relics as soon as he went up to Castle Age, and yeah, we see Capoch not even trying to contest that keep. He's just running away now.
He heard you. He just grabbed a relic. We do have some hand cannoneers there. By the way, camels paired with infantry, assuming he has camel support. A very nice mixture. Yeah.
No, he pulled back the camels, but why do you pull back the camels into the horsemen? They are just gonna get cleaned up. I mean, there are a couple of men-at-arms there, which are acting as sort of a meat shield. Oh no, mangonels. 3 mangonels as well. Goodbye, military.
The real problem Capoch is staring down is, yes, he had a good cleanup of some siege. That was a great pickup for him. But Leenock has been at full pop, and he has the bank to back it up, and he's got all of his techs. So he is just going to repop, get all his units. Look at that. He's got man-arms and hand cannoneers, and he's just going to keep moving forward.
Another trebuchet going down. It's just, this game, if you're a siege weapon, you don't want to be in this game. This just siege dying left, right, and front and center, and Now we see the triple mangonels firing onto the mostly infantry-based army composition of Capoch here. And the horsemen are just raiding everywhere.
Yeah, and the hand cannoneer is doing some massive damage as well. This is starting to look really, really good for Leenock. He's really played this into the late game. There was some crazy stuff towards the middle, but he just got his economy set up, got to full population, his base has been secured, and he's taken the fight to his opponent.
Yeah, the couple of hand cannoneers right now, well, not just a couple, Leenock actually going up to 20 hand cannoneers here. This is really, really hammering down the army of Capoch. All of these spears, sure, they're trying to take down the mangonels, but yeah, GG gets called. Capoch noticing he cannot withstand against this push from Leenock coming out.
And I think this might settle the age-old debate. Is the berry opening better than the sheep opening? At least in this case for Leenock, he took the victory. So I'll let you conclude your own thoughts there. But good game number 1 for Leenock, and we'll move on to game number 2 of this. Are we in the finals or the semifinals here?
We should be in the finals of the bracket.
Okay.
I'm quite sure at this point in time.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if this was anything but the finals.
Yeah.
And indeed, this is the final of the pool number.
Leenock has in store for here with Mongols against English on Holy Island in game number 2 of the finals.
And here we go. We got Capoch on the left-hand side playing as the Blue English, and on the right-hand side we have Leenock, also known as the Leenock playing on the red as the Mongols on Holy Island. Really, really unique map that we have here, with pretty much half of the map being water and the other half of the map being land. Really interesting that we have both boars here being really, really close to each other towards the middle.
Yep, absolutely. And on this map, you've got that like one tree line behind you. Sometimes you get a tree line in front as well. But for the case of Mongols, they can just roll right up onto that. And talk about at the beginning of the game, you typically do have to like sit there and think about, okay, where am I putting my town center? And there's probably just no question about it. You know, when you spawn on this map, you're going backwards.
Yeah, it's a really, really huge woodline. Wow. When we see there being additional woodlines, they're usually in front of the town centers. They tend to be really, really big woodlines as well. And yeah, those woodlines are, they tend to slow the game down a little bit. I think if it spawns like this, it's a little bit more fast-paced since you don't have any woodlines toward the front of you. That's going to be a lot of potential sheep that Leenock might find here if he goes towards the left-hand side of Capoch's base.
And there we go. We got Capoch harassing that water as Leenock is trying to put a dock down. And on the other side, we've got a barracks, an English barracks, and that could be a problem as we have early man-at-arms available for the English. And boy, oh boy, that's going to be a problem for that dock, because I don't really know how he's going to stop that.
Yeah, the Khan is very likely to spot that out, though. Khan has just scouted the town center. First man-at-arm is already being made. Actually, does the Khan spot that? He hasn't spotted so far.
Oh my gosh.
He might just not spot it. It's so close. There we go. Now he spots it. And he sees the first man-at-arm come out as well.
Surprise.
Leenock, he has to think, okay, what do I do now? The correct response here is to take 5 villagers, and he does so. He takes 5 villagers, and he goes to drop an outpost on your dock. You can do this, and it's actually relatively efficient, because after the outpost, you can then also go onto the shoreline fish. Villagers gather extremely fast from shoreline fish, even faster than gathering from a boar. So this is actually really efficient. You just take 5 villagers, you make an outpost there, and after that, you just gather from the shoreline fish.
And Capoch had to probably anticipate that maybe Leenock would see that. Maybe he thought he'd get lucky and sneak this on by. But it could have also been like, hey, this is forcing Leenock to invest in that tower right away. But you can say he's invested in several man-at-arms, so looks like he's going to try to stick it, but I'm not sure if they're going to get too much luck over there.
Yeah, this might not be the end, though. Even if he can't go for the aggression on the dock, what he can still do is, because the gold mines are so far away from Leenock's town center, he can keep Leenock potentially in the Dark Age forever.
He doesn't have to worry about sending him back to the Dark Ages. He's going to keep him in the Dark Ages. And yes, that might be exactly what he's doing. Is he's got the dock there, and now he can just chill by these gold mines. One
of the men-at-arms also already being relatively low, sitting on 15 HP right now. These men-at-arms, they start with 3 pierce armor, so they are pretty tanky for a Dark Age unit.
This is going to be a pain. He's going to sit there on the gold. I don't know. If I was Leenock, I might like panic, go run to the north and grab like all of the gold I need right now. I don't know.
Just send like 10 villagers so you have enough to
do
age
one
up.
trip. Yeah, do one. I don't know. That's what I would do, but that's why I'm terrible with Mongols.
I mean, that might be the situation where he actually doesn't have any other solution to this. One thing that he could do, though, as the Mongols, is he can use his town center. You can just pack that up and move it next to the gold. And the issue, though, is that if your enemy spots that, if he spots the town center going up, he can stick his scout to that town center, and then you're never going to be placing it again. And that could be the instant GG move. It's even more of a GG move than when your Khan dies. It actually just straight up puts you out of the game.
And look at this. He can just go up there and start sieging down that Uvu. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Mongols on this map, and I'm starting to wonder if there's a good reason for it as we see this. But Capoch with a great opening. Of course, this was his home map, and I'm sure he had a plan like this in mind.
Yeah, he's also now over on the water as well, so he's also getting some food income from that side. Meanwhile, Leenock, he has made a stable. Oh no, he's moving the stable towards the Uvu, but by the time that stable lands there, the Uvu might already be down. And the scout could see that there's a blueprint there for the stable and block it. Does he go for that? Doesn't look like he blocks the stable. Okay.
He could have. How can those early horsemen take on early man-at-arms?
Nah, they can't. They just really can't. It's not even gonna be a challenge there. The men-at-arms are just way stronger than the horsemen. He's making a lot of them though. He's really utilizing the bonus food income that he has. Oh, big mistake. You're moving away from the gold mine. I mean, I think there's one man-at-arms moving back to that gold mine. Yeah, I think, is it the weak one though? I think it's a weak. No, it's a full health one. Okay, good.
Well, this has been a nice opening here for Capoch. Going after those villagers, going to stop him from getting the gold still. He needs, I guess, 40 more gold to age up.
Yeah, it definitely feels bad to be in this position where you have so much food income, but you can't use it to age up because you don't have access to the gold. And there's a villager right now repairing the Uvu. It looks like Capoch hasn't noticed that yet. Else he could just... Okay, there he goes. Now he's surrounding that villager, and yeah, that villager is a goner.
Yep, and Capoch is actually, he has the gold he needs to age up. He just needs 100 more food. And we do see he was able to get 4 horsemen out. They can probably take on a man-at-arms. We do see that going on right now. They do deal a fair amount of damage.
The men-at-arms survive for a very long time, though. But yeah, with that many horsemen, it's gonna be going in the favor of the horsemen here. Now Leenock has the resource that he needs to go up, but the Uvu is gonna go down at the same time. Capoch also aging up. I think this is enough of a delay that Capoch has bought himself here.
And if with the Zuba going down, there's no stone income right now for Leenock, and that's one of the Mongol advantage, being able to do this ×2 military production or to use it for some techs. He's not going to get that, as we see. Leenock, though, right now, stabilizing there on his gold mine. I think he might have enough horsemen to take these now. He's got a good mass of them. 7 horsemen against 3 men-at-arms and a Khan.
Yeah, that's a really good mass here. Leenock, yeah, this is a really good fight here. The 7 horsemen, they're just able to completely surround these men-at-arms. Also tried to pull one of the horsemen back there this week, but yeah, okay, now he's able to pull them back as well. This is, I mean, I don't think he's going to be in a position to heal them up in Castle Age. I don't think that's going to be one of his go-to plans here. But now that Capoch is going to reach Feudal Age at around the same time that Leenock will, he's able to immediately make those Feudal Age spearmen.
Yep,
okay,
and
in the Feudal Age, what's like the second strongest ship that we have in the game?
That would be the galley.
And we've got 2 docks here as well.
Oh boy. Does he have the wood to back it up? He's got wood, he's got gold. See what he queues up. He's got some longbows.
2 galleys straight off the bat, and he can afford it. With the English, you get a 10% discount on all of your ships. So these galleys are the cheapest in the game. They're actually really worthwhile to get. So he's gonna just use his first galley there in order to protect his dock, but even if that dock goes down, he still has another dock in the middle. Sure, it's not as close to the deep sea fish, but it's still gonna at least prevent his fishing ships from completely going idle. The light junk, they just can't hold a candle to a galley. It's just, The galley, it fires way more volleys than your average ship, so that's just gonna be a complete deal breaker there when it comes to combat on water.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, these horsemen are nice to try to do some raiding here, but yeah, you can see right there the galley just going to take this fight, although taking damage from the horsemen. He needs to pull that back just a little more as we have a ship coming in. Uh-oh. He might have miscalculated this one. Why even take damage from the horsemen at all?
Yeah, now he's pulling back his fishing ships, though, to repair that galleon. I mean, Leenock, he might still lose all of his fishing ship here. Not just his fishing ship, but also his horsemen. With those two things gone, this could put him in a really, really bad spot here. Now, I think Capoch just has to pull like 2 villagers in order to repair that dock.
Yep, we got the longbows picking off a few of the horsemen. And yeah, if Capoch starts taking the water fight to Leenock, as we see it going on a little bit there right now, this is going to give Capoch some nice control of all of that sweet, sweet deep sea fish.
Yeah, Leenock right now is forced to go over onto the shoreline fish. Something that you don't really want to do because your fishing ships gather much, much slower from the shoreline fish rather than from the deep sea fish. Though he has the arrow slits upgrade now, so he did manage to repair the Uvu at some point. And with the arrow slits, he might be able to save his stock there.
Yep, and slapping down some more military buildings. Leenock is committing. Oh, he is getting... He's got 835 gold. I don't know if that was for warships or for aging up. Maybe some arrow slits too, I guess.
What he wants to do with all of these ships, with all of that gold. It now has to pull back, but that's a lot of gold in the bank that you won't be able to utilize right now, just because your main fishing economy has gone down.
I mean, perhaps he was afraid of being pushed off this gold, so he's just making sure he's got what he needs if he's going to sit back here and turtle up.
GG. Khan going down. That's it. Game's over. Ended right here.
You're going to convince someone in thinking one of these games is over.
Yeah, if you didn't know, the Khan actually does count as a landmark, so that's actually one of the win... I'm just kidding around. But yeah, still there's some light chunks here doing damage to Capoch's food economy. He does have the 2 galleys. You just gotta use them right now, but it looks like Leenock is going for an all-in on his archers and horsemen. That could be a very dangerous composition here for Capoch if he doesn't get some more longbowmen of his own art. The longbowmen, they do have the added benefit of if you have an outpost out on the map, you do benefit from the network of castles as the English. That increases the attack speed basically by around 25%. It depends on the unit. It's not equal for all units.
Does it buff ships?
Roughly, it does buff ships as well, yeah. Okay. Ships are able to benefit from that as well.
Wild. Okay, so we see Capoch up on that Uvu while he's also taking out this fishing economy. This is a, I don't know, a little bit of a grim spot for Leenock, but Leenock, I'm sure, has a plan. He's massing up an army there by his town center, going to try to make a push, and this could be a deciding moment.
Yeah, that's a lot of units right now. And Leenock behind that, he also has the resource that he needs to go up. I wonder if he actually plans to go up with that many resources. Right now, army-wise, the numbers are looking better for Capoch here. But right now, the archers just aren't able to take any convincing fights here, and he's getting pushed back by quite a bit here. Now the archer mass is looking pretty much equal. Leenock, he's still having the resource to go up, but he hasn't clicked up yet.
Yep, this was a good engagement for Leenock. Spearmen turn around to brace. They do get a hit off on that horseman, but go down. And for Leenock, heading towards the next age. He does have an army. This is about as good as position he could be in as far as what he's kind of dealt, although Capoch does have control of the water.
Double blacksmith, interesting. So he definitely wants to get some upgrades out as soon as he gets to the next age. Really dangerous. If Leenock gets up to the next age, he has access to the war junk. And the war junk just destroys every other ship in the castle age. Hulks can't even hold a candle to it as well. And yeah, we can see Leenock now going for multiple docks. Actually, the galley here spots that. One galley volley is enough to kill a villager, so this could potentially be really bad for Leenock if Capoch spots it in time. But yeah, now Capoch knows that Leenock is up to the next age. I'm not quite sure how Capoch is that far behind right now when it comes to the food income, just because he is the one that still had access to the fish and Leenock didn't.
Yep.
I guess it's just because Leenock had more sheep there under his town center.
And we've got these archers positioning the longbows. They will outrange, and now that Leenock has kind of moved behind Capoch's base, those longbows can start to do some damage as you see him taking some of those engagements.
Yeah, the longbowmen with their superior range, and also they do more damage, so they're actually just the perfect unit here to use in this situation. It's just probably one of the strongest feudal age units if it weren't for knights in the feudal age, or Huguenot.
And there we go, Capoch cleaning up that Mongol army. This is a good time to remind you that Capoch, if he were to win this series, that means he would need to win this game and the next one. He would put himself in a qualifier spot as far as the points are concerned for Red Bull Wololo. So this is so important for him, and he's fighting like it. Currently has control of the water, but Leenock is in the next stage. He needs to get up there to match him.
Yeah, this is going to be really dangerous. Now Leenock sitting on 2 war junks, queuing up 2 more, so Leenock might be in a position to take full water control here within the next 3 minutes. That's going to be a lot of fishing ships that will go down very soon.
Yep, and we've got Step Red out, bringing in that gold. I think Leenock's best option right now is to try to hit something on land right now, because over time, although I see him with some boats out there. Does he have the, I don't remember the name of it. What's their third age ship? What's that thing? The war junk, yeah.
Yeah, and the war junks, 120 damage on each of their attacks. I'm not quite sure how much damage the Hulk has. I think it's like 80 or maybe 100. It's definitely much less than the war junk because they just trade way better than Hulk. And we can see it just takes 2 shots for them to take down one of these galleys. And now we see the archers, though, moving towards the gold where the Step Redoubt is. Yeah, he's going to force Leenock off of this gold here for a while.
Yeah, those longbows just have the range they need to deny that. And Capoch still in the second age. I keep looking and thinking he's going to be aging up, but just now there we go. He's got the resource he needs.
Yeah, Leenock right now, he has invested a lot into water economy. Not economy, but water military. He doesn't have any military on land. The good thing for him, though, is since he's playing as the Mongols, he doesn't really need that much land military right now, since he's able to just have most of his economy below his town center. Okay, but it looks like the longbowmen, they're following the Step Redoubt. It's really good that Capoch is keeping tabs on that. So now he's going to be able to just keep following the Step Redoubt because that's where Leenock does want to have his villagers gathering gold. I think this is going to be a man-at-arms switch now coming in for Leenock here.
Very impressive, Leenock's ability to get back, control the water after being pushed off it so heavily. Although we've got the longbows kind of controlling the military production there. Taking out the Khan once again. And he's also getting some additional techs there at his blacksmith.
Okay, we see Capoch also going for a lot of barracks here. I mean, the men-at-arms for English, they're just straight up better than the men-at-arms for the Mongol player. With Armorclad, they do get +2 pierce and +2 melee armor. And also, if you then play within the influence of the network of citadels, then your men-at-arms, they're actually one of the units that get the full attack speed benefit, I think, of 25%. Some other units, they get like 20%, 18%, but the men-at-arms, I do believe they do get the full 25% attack speed buff.
For Chat-at-arms at that point, I'm terrified when I'm going against those age 3 man-arms from the English.
Yeah, they're absolutely frightening. And now we see this is going to be the composition here for Leenock. Archers, a knight, and a couple of men-at-arms. Mostly looking to go into archers, though. Yeah, the men-at-arms, if Capoch is going to opt into them, could definitely be devastating. He really needs an armored unit with which he's going to be able to dive the town center of Leenock, because that's where all the economy lies for Leenock, under that town center. And he just can't go over there with just his light armored units.
Yep, we've got... Capoch finally has reached that third age, and he is still just sitting there denying all of those resources. I just see, did he get any relics? He did build a prayer tent. No, they're all out there.
There's no shaman yet. I think he's just under too much pressure right now.
Yeah.
Now he queued the first shaman. The thing is, with the English, with the longbowmen, if they get the +2 ranged damage upgrade as well, they actually do fare really well against units like the knights or the men-at-arms in the feudal age. With enough mass, you can pretty much one-shot these units in the Cast Age. And now we see, there we have the men-at-arms. He doesn't have the armor-clad upgrade yet, but these men-at-arms absolutely wrecked the archers that Leenock had there, and he's forcing him back with that.
Yep, we do see now on sea, while Capoch had control before, Leenock has complete control of the water. Is he kicking up any trading or anything like that? I do see him getting some water techs, actually.
Yeah, he is grabbing the fishnets upgrade as well as the additional sails, with which there's... Yeah, the fishing ships are going to be much more efficient with these upgrades. They're going to bring in a lot more food. Right now, though, Capoch is looking better in the food department just because of the English farms. Capoch also on 2 TCs with that white tower. Not the white tower, the wheelbarrow. The palace. True, no wheelbarrow yet. Leenock has grabbed wheelbarrow so far.
He put all the wheelbarrows, he put all the investment into the oars for the boats and the sails. It'd be cool if Mongol fishing boats could pack up and swim across the water and like go build on the Holy Island.
Just the Mongol dock suddenly relocating. They probably had that at one stage of the game, but I think that might have just been a little bit too broken. It's like being able to pack up towers. It's just a thing that you think, oh yeah, that really is fitting the theme of the Mongols, but the more you think about it, the more it's like, I think that might be a little bit too good.
I've been really impressed by Leenock's play on this map so far, because typically Mongols fall a little flat on water maps, especially up against, you know, the English have the galley, and Leenock doing just fine even under extreme pressure in the Dark Age. And we got a big engagement here. Man-at-arms up on the front line. He's going up against the man-at-arms of Capoch, but do they have that ironclad? I don't... No, that would have been great for this.
Yeah, it would have definitely helped him in the fight here. He's going to be able to take down a lot of the archers, but I think the longbowmen should have focused on the crossbowmen instead of the archers.
Yeah, I think that made the big difference.
I mean, Capoch still has a reasonable army size. He's still on 13 men-at-arms right now. He really needs that armor-clad upgrade, though. It gives you so much defense. And there it is. He's listening. He queued it up. There we go.
A good time to get it once you've lost all your units.
Yeah, the issue is that Leenock has similar men-at-arms numbers right now, and it's going to be tough here. I mean, Capoch, he does have a couple of longbowmen, but together with the knights and that many crossbows, it's just going to be really tough to battle out these Zerg wars. He's definitely going to need more longbowmen here in order to really add the value with that meat shield. He's going to have the men-at-arms as a meat shield, but it's going to be the longbowmen which really do damage here. Really nice to see, though, is that with that second town center, Capoch, even though he doesn't have access to water anymore, he is catching up when it comes to economy units. It is really adding up, and he's also gathering stone right now, as Ludicrous is pointing out, so could be a potential castle drop there on the sacred side. He's also walling on the right-hand side of his base, trying to save himself from potential raids coming in relatively soon here, and right in time as well, as there are a couple of lancers moving towards that side.
I'm just continually impressed that Leenock was able to like get that gold to age up and put this in the position he is in right now. Because that was just such a tough spot, and it looked like almost like Capoch was going to have this super early on. And now look at this water booms going on. He's getting the fishing upgrades. He's got full Mongol water control. And there is that keep that you thought might be going down. So that'll buy him some time, but Leenock's army is growing.
Yeah, the thing though is, as soon as you get that keep up, you have access to the network of citadels, and that's where another big power spike can come in for the English. The English then increase their network of castles, bonus attack speed from 25% to 50%, and that can really make a big difference here. It looks though like he's gonna go for a mangonel first, which makes sense when you consider that Leenock, he has a lot of crossbowmen right now. You're able to defend your mangonel with your men-at-arms, and then you're able to defend your men-at-arms with the mangonel from the crossbowmen.
And it does look like Leenock's just going to move up the coast there right now and going to hit whatever's down there. He's just going to go around the keep. Doesn't even have to engage that keep straight on.
Yeah, also on the right side, he sent a couple of lances through. Okay, Monk is checking that out. Also really interesting, we didn't go over the relic situation right now. Capoch, he has gathered 3 relics so far, so he's actually ahead of the Mongol player here when it comes to the relics. And now we see a lot of men-at-arms here moving towards the base of Leenock. Capoch has a lot of the upgrades on his units. This could be somewhat of a base trade.
Yeah, that'd be a very StarCraft 2-like thing to do, but I'd put my money on the English man-arms if it were me.
Yeah, unless there are invisible horsemen, though, this could potentially be looking really bad. The reinforcements are in the base for Leenock, and Capoch still hasn't noticed yet. He still hasn't noticed. There's a lot of villagers going down. Capoch already lost like 30 villagers there. More and more villagers are going to go down. Capoch still has... Now he realizes, but also only after losing a lot of villagers there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he might have thought when he put that keep down mid that he like had this locked down. I'd be interested to see his line of sight once more, but maybe he thought like, oh, I'm good. I got this keep. And then they snuck on by the coast.
Now there's a fight breaking out with those men-at-arms on the side. Actually, men-at-arms deciding to kill poor Bambi there, but yeah, there's the mangonels, 3 mangonels hitting all of these men-at-arms when they're clumped up. They don't do bonus damage against the men-at-arms, but it's still a lot of damage coming in every time they shoot.
Yep. And the raids on the back line.
All over the economy here for Capoch. Capoch does have the network of citadels here, or at least the network of castles. I'm not sure if he grabbed the network of citadels upgrade. I didn't see it come in if he researched it in his keep. But he is definitely needing it right now, but it's looking rough right now. Yeah, he still hasn't researched it yet. He went for the mangonel and then he never went back into getting that upgrade. He is getting more stone now, maybe for an additional keep. He might plonk that down next to his farms just in order to have his food economy a little bit more secure, but this is looking rough. With that food idle time right now, Leenock is at over 2,500 food per minute. This is looking absolutely disastrous right now for Capoch. He does not have the military, and he does not have the economy in order to catch up in military. And this could really be the end here for Capoch when Leenock gets through here with those 3 mangonels. There's no anti-siege right now coming in for Capoch as well.
Well, and what was the turning point in this? I think it was when Leenock was able to basically... there right before the Third Age, he pushed out with his horsemen and archers and chased those longbows and spears all the way back to Capoch's base. At the same time, he slapped down that Third Age behind it, and he instantly started queuing up his war junks when he hit the Third Age and just took complete control of water. Capoch maybe should have put up a little more of a fight there, but now look at that food income per minute. That's just like, even if he wins this fight, it's not going to matter. The resources Leenock has is just crazy.
Mongols on the farm economy. Every single farm that gets set on fire here is also adding bounty towards the economy of Leenock. And now Leenock is going up to the next age as well. He's going to be up to Imperial Age, and Capoch, he's nowhere close.
Yeah, this is...
coming in though.
I would say a great show from Capoch, at least especially early on in this. It was looking like he had like a great kind of cheese strategy to get a quick one on Leenock. I thought there was possibilities he was going to close us out in the dark or early feudal age, but Leenock showing us why he is one of those qualified players for Red Bull Wololo already, just hanging on despite all the adversity thrown at him.
Yeah. I think a big part of this was Capoch losing almost like 20 to 30 villagers there on the left-hand side when he was distracted. That really, it's these kind of invisible horseman raids which might really turn the situation here. 1 second you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm really fine here. The next second suddenly you lose almost 30 villagers. Your entire food economy is idle for 3-4 minutes. And that's the turning point here. Leenock didn't even invest that much into army at that point. He was just, okay, I'm just gonna mass up my food bank here and go up. I think he's actually been stuck at like 200 population for a while there, that he was able to mass up his population advantage like that.
And now he's coming on back with trebuchets, but there's Springalds. Capoch has some Springalds ready to go for him. And I just worry, though, despite any bit of holding on land, that the sea advantage just gets bigger and bigger.
I'm not sure here because of one thing. Those fish, there's so many fishing ships here, they're gonna run out at one point, and then Leenock will have to make a transition as well. And if he misses the timing for that, that could be a window for Capoch to come back into the game here. Right now, this fight isn't actually too bad. I wish there was an outpost here for Capoch to get that network of citadels aura here. No outpost there right now, but I mean the fight, he is able to take down the entire front line that Leenock had there. Also able to now jump onto the crossbowman here, so not the worst fight here for Capoch.
Yeah, despite being age 3, looking really good to fight. And you're right. If you look at that food income, as he's moved further out to sea, it's not as good. Maybe he'll migrate his fishing boats up to the northern sea to gather fish, but it definitely has slowed down. And you can miss a transition. You could be ahead, have all the techs, everything in the world, and if suddenly you've screwed up one of your income sources, you could run in a spot where the opponent takes a big fight like we had right here and then rolls back the other way.
Yeah, exactly. And now we see Leenock. He's running relatively low in food. Granted, he does have a couple of horsemen in the queue. That's where a lot of his food just now went, but it's definitely nowhere near where it was before. He used to be at almost 3,000 food per minute. Now he's closer to 1,000.
Capoch's base is getting raided.
Couple of lancers in the base of Capoch, though he has the spearmen there, I think. I think the spearmen are gonna take care of that. Actually, no. No spearmen there anymore. The invisible again. It's happening again. It's a curse.
Now, wall might have paid for itself, but yikes.
You hate to see it in these situations. Improved roller shutter triggers also coming in for Leenock, so if he now opts into making Springles, they are gonna outrange all the Springles from Capoch. Everything that Capoch basically has to offer is gonna be outranged by Leenock Springles. This is looking worse and worse now.
Yep, and of course, you gotta remember, Capoch is still in the 3rd age. Leenock's in age 4. He's got a lot of those techs coming in if he doesn't already have them. And that raid that is still going on in Capoch's base does not help. Oh my gosh. Oh, no. Maybe he's typing to him. He's just ran from villager source to villager source.
He's just saying, please, man, please give me that victory. I need it more than you do, but this is looking really, really rough now. All of these villagers there just going down. Capoch sitting on less than 70 villagers. He was up to 95 there in between, and he's just losing them all over again. I think now with these raids, there are like a total of 60 villagers that have went down for Capoch.
Yeah, absolutely. These raids have just been absolutely killer. And Leenock starting to roll out now with his fully fortified army, and he has hand cannoneers in there as well.
Yeah, the hand cannoneers are gonna be able to do quick work off the men-at-arms. The meat shield is not gonna be much of a meat shield there if they die almost instantly. There's no trade right now for Leenock, and his food economy has been stagnant for a while. He's been at around 1,000 food per minute, but it doesn't really matter right now. At least it doesn't feel like it matters, because the army is just, with the tech advantage, it's so much in favor of Leenock. He's also getting biology, so all of his cavalry is going to have more HP at that point in time as well. We finally do see that network of citadels has been researched for Capoch at one point in time, but right now with the military, I'm just not sure if there's actually a way for him to come back.
Yep, and you know, those villager raids made me think about, I know they've made some changes to like the ping system a little bit, because there's been some things they say you're getting over-pinged, but I would almost love, like, in StarCraft, you get a, like, your drones are under attack voice line. Like, I would love the option to turn something, like, crazy. I wouldn't mind if my whole screen blinked when my raids got attacked. Villagers got attacked.
Just have the entire screen flashing every second. I mean, it's definitely gonna grab your attention in that case.
But I don't know. It'd be cool to be able to turn on like an additional voice line for your villagers being attacked or something, is all I'm saying.
The keep goes down, and with that, the network of citadels is gonna go away as well. And Capoch, he's still throwing his units in there, but he's a little bit hesitant of taking these trades here right now, since it's really draining for him to reproduce his units. And it looks like Leenock, he did manage to get his food transition going again in behind all of this. So now he's sitting at over 2,000 food per minute. Bombards in there as well. And it's just looking really, really tough right now for Capoch. I personally don't see him coming back into this game. It looks like there's no way for him to go into Imperial Age here at any one point in time. And once again, there's just a couple of horsemen that go by the side. These horseman raids have been absolutely crucial when it comes to this game here for Leenock.
Yep, absolutely. And Leenock's just slowly marching towards victory, or quickly as his horsemen are going in for yet another raid. Those villagers are walking quite far for this lumber as well.
Yeah, they like to carry a little bit of wood every now and then. I mean that actually it's so inefficient at that point as well. And also look, Capoch still hasn't grabbed wheelbarrow. Oh, we got a big conga line of fishing ships here now as well.
Yeah, that's a conga line if I've ever seen one. I don't know about the efficiency of those fishing ships, but yeah, the bombards are there. And finally, Capoch taps out. He had a fiery opening this game. The man-at-arms rushed into denying some of the dock and forcing a reaction into denying some of the gold. But Leenock was able to hang on and bring this thing back, particularly taking that water control.
Yeah, we can see these raids here being so crucial for Leenock. Capoch actually being ahead when it came to villager count, but these raids every now and then, they just did so much damage there for in Capoch's economy. And this is really where it just all fell apart for him. I think he was in a really, really great spot there in the mid game, but then just not noticing these raids that came in, it really set him further and further behind. And it's such a crucial set for Capoch as well. If he took this set, then he would have been in a great spot in order to qualify just based on points. Really, really sad for him to see him lose like this. It was